Hello everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Phoenix Draconis coming with you with another toy review video. As you can see on the screen, this week's video is going to focus on Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy Rodimus Prime. And this is a figure I myself have been waiting on ever since its reveal, a few months back. And wow. And then of course I have seen other reviews of this figure, so that really got me even more excited with anticipation about this figure. So let's start off with the artwork. Look at that artwork. He just literally pops, with the surroundings, the flaming volcano. He's leading the charge, and beside him is his vehicle mode, and I have to say I am loving this artwork. Now here we go. We're gonna do a side over here, and you got the rest of his vehicle mode, and then up in the background is the Ark in the wrong place. But you know what? I'm going to digress, okay? I'm just going to shut up about it. But we do know this is a Commander class, figure. However, well, you know what? I'm just going to hold off my opinions about this until we actually see the figure. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this around, and on this side, you are going to see that amazing artwork that we have seen, 3 different variations throughout each portion of this trilogy. From Siege to Earthrise and now to Kingdom, there's this incredible artwork. Like I said before, I really wish that Hasbro went ahead and made posters of these. But hey, it's all good. Alright, so we're going to turn this around to the backside, and here we have the product shots, and you see Rodimus with his big old rifle holding the Sword of the Primes. Now I'm just going by what has been said from other reviewers and stuff like that. Now the Sword of the Primes is a product of the IDW comics. I myself haven't really kept up with the IDW run. So even if I have it, even if I have my figure holding it, it's not going to be on there indefinitely. Like I said, I really didn't follow up on the IDW comics, sorry. But moving on. So we have that. We have the accessories, which includes the Matrix, some smoke effects, and of course the glow effects from the Matrix. Now I can tell you with certainty that he does have other blast effects on here, so I will show those off as the video progresses. Now in addition, we do have him in his semi hot rod vehicle mode. This is without the trailer attachment. And then as we continue on, we got the vehicle complete with the trailer, and then we have him on his battle platform, which is so reminiscent of his G1 figure. That is so awesome. And if I am looking at it correctly, that double barrel, artillery unit does have joysticks on there, so that is awesome. I'm looking at it and it's like, wow. So let's go ahead and take one more look at that amazing artwork. There we go. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get this puppy open. All right, there he is out of his box, and his battle platform behind him, and of course he is holding his rifle and holding up the Sword of the Primes. And I have to say, this is an awesome looking figure. I mean, take a look. Whoa, sorry about that, folks. Take a look at this body sculpt. I mean, wow. And yeah, man, this is really awesome looking. I mean, good gravy. And one thing I do want to show you, and I'm going to try and get this as close as possible. The face sculpt. Look at that face sculpt, man. Good gravy. Now, I mean, taking a look at this, it is so spot on. Now, it gave him a little bit more, made him look a little bit older than what he really is. I always thought of Hot Rod being like anywhere between his teens to early 20s, human years, mind you. But this look that he has, you know, as the Supreme Commander of the Autobots, you know, the bearer of the Matrix, and he has aged a lot. Like, he saw some heavy shit. And it's really aged him. I like that look. The deep rings around his eyes, the darkness on that. It could be just the light, you know, causing the shadows to make it that dark. But I'm liking it. I really am. Wow. And then, of course, let's go ahead and zoom out just a bit. Look at the molded detail, especially with the sword. Look at that sword as the light hits it. Wow. That is awesome. Now, I said it before, earlier. I did not keep up with the IDW comics, so this sword is a new thing for me. Yeah, the Sword of the Primes. Sort of like, I guess, the Transformer equivalent of Excalibur. Now, I could be wrong on that. If you know and you've kept up with the IDW comics, leave a comment about that in the comment section below. But, oh my god, man. I mean, that is awesome. I'm really liking it. Now, in addition, we also have that big O rifle he's got. Look at that detail on there as the light hits it. Man, oh man. Now, I do know with the masterpiece version of Rodimus, I'm getting all tongue-tied here, sorry about that. You know, I do recall that this front piece and this back piece separate to create two separate pieces. You know, two separate weapons. So it doesn't do that, but it does allow you, whoops, sorry about that, Rodimus. It does allow you to go ahead and fold that in, you know, to store in vehicle mode. So, and you did see that in the package illustration. So we're gonna go ahead and just put that off to the side. That is good. And of course, we got Rodimus again. And I'm going to take off the Sword of the Primes out of his hand. There we go. And like I said, look at that detail, man. Shite. That is really awesome looking. Wow. And yeah, that is cool. I'm really liking that. Now, of course, this goes without saying, you know, this, he's not entirely perfect. He does have some issues, but we'll get to those as we go along. Now, this back piece did unattach, and it does attach by that little slot here and these pegs right here. Now, during the initial transformation on this that I had done, this is one of the things that I have had problems with, you know, since getting him. And as you can tell, I'm just, there we go. Come on, get in there. Yeah, see, it doesn't want to stay in there, which is going to aggravate me. So if I do use some choice words, well, now you know. But look at all that molded detail as the light's hitting it. I mean, wow. Now I'm pretty sure that Toy Hacks is going to probably come up with some, with some labels to go ahead and, improve on the initial design and whatnot, or make certain areas pop. I'm liking this so far. It is a good figure. As a matter of fact, with this figure, they succeeded where they kind of dropped the ball for Studio Series Hot Rod, and that's that they made an outline around the flames on his chest. They didn't do that with Hot Rod. We did get, the labels for that Hot Rod to where it did show that, so that's a good thing. But I'm just wondering what they're planning on doing in this particular case. Let's see here. Now, as you can tell, he does have a bit of a backpack, and as I come on, there we go. There we go. I just had to tuck that underneath. So it's there. You're able to, it's on there now. I had to just adjust from underneath this area here to make it stick on there, but not too shabby. Now, in addition to the sword and his rifle, and I'm going to go ahead, in addition to those particular items, I'm going to go ahead and adjust the camera angle so we'll have a more landscape view to show off Rodimus on his battle platform. And there he is on his battle platform, and here, like I said, he is leading the charge by just pointing charge, and there he goes. And I'm liking it. Like I said, this particular battle platform is very reminiscent of the OG1 Rodimus, and man, oh man, this is really awesome. I'm really liking it. Now, as I go ahead and pull this a little bit closer, you are going to see a lot of good molded details along the black. Yeah, you see that the barrels themselves are got some scoring, from the blasts and so forth. And as I stated before, and I'm going to go ahead and just lift this up just a bit. There we go, and there we go, right there. So, like so. All right, and there's Rodimus in there, pointing towards the battle. And yeah, like I said before, I am liking what I am seeing here. And I can't say enough on how this figure, how this figure is. I mean, it's not like the Optimus Prime figure, whether it's Earthrise. Well, in this case, it's Earthrise, where we had to go ahead and get either the non-F or another third-party upgrade kit to include certain things, such as the control panels inside the trailer, a roller figure. I mean, good God, that was insane there. But Rodimus was pretty much pure and simple. He had the trailer, his trailer with the with his battle accessory, and that was it. It was plain, it was sweet, it was simple. So I don't see anything else. I do know that there's a lot of different ports here that you can put his weapons and stuff like that. Now, you know, in addition, I'm going to go ahead and take Rodimus out of there. You know, in addition, this platform, take that off, is held on by a peg. Now, once you push that peg on there, it can roll on its own. And I'm going to go ahead and just lower this down like so. And it doesn't have wheels underneath, but you can pretend that it can, you know, go on the floor and whatnot. Now, there is a peg here, and I'm assuming it's got to be for when it is in a stationary mode. And I am right, yes. You know, so say for example, if you had it out here, you can have it like so. And I'm wondering, no, there isn't. I thought there might be like some additional pieces that may flip up, like, you know, like a visual display or something like that, but nope, doesn't have that. But nonetheless, this is a good thing. And of course, you're able to go ahead and plug this in like you did before, and like that. So with this being where it's at right now, you're able to go ahead and close this up, and there you go. You close this up like so, and it will not close. Let's do that again. There we go. And then we just close that up here like so. Close this portion up like so, and close that down. And do we have that? Yeah, there we go. Okay, for some reason that does not close up. This has been a pain in the rear for a lot of us, apparently, because this portion from up front will not close flush. So if anyone has a solution, let me know so I can try it out. Now, in addition, you also have this little panel to where you can put in, you know, other items in there, you know, such as, you know, I want to say such as the smaller blast effects, you know, that you can put in there and so forth. And then just close that up. Boom. There's also another, and let's close, take that out. There's another storage compartment which is underneath towards the back, and there we go. You just pull this bottom portion out, just slide it out, and as you can tell, I already have some other accessories. These are the smoke effects, and this is the little glow portion to his matrix, which I will take out for later use. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back in there, and there we go, and there. Alrighty, take those out of the way. So as you can tell, we got that on there. This is one of the only issues I have with his vehicle mode as it is now. It doesn't remain flush. I am going to try something. As a matter of fact, previous to recording, I did make the attempt of trying to push this portion up a bit without cracking, stressing, or breaking. But as you can tell, it was unsuccessful. So that's going to take off a couple of points, maybe. We'll see what happens. And then, of course, we got Rodimus here. And as I stated before, he does bear the matrix of leadership, and it is already in his chest. As a matter of fact, when I opened up the box, it did have it in here. So for that, you just open up his chest from the top, just pull down, and then of course you just gotta go ahead and pull that out. Now, of course, since I have no nails, there we go, just Tap that on there, and this is the matrix, like so. Very nice. Not as shiny as the one Optimus has, or or so forth, but there it is. And then of course you can always tab this little portion here and have him holding the matrix like he did in the 86 movie. Now of course, like before, you just oops, like so. Just gotta go ahead and just put that on there. Gotta get the hands open, and we'll just have to lift up his hands. Just pop in the glow effects and just oops. Wow, there it goes. Alright, give me a moment. I want to show this off. Yeah, he had a little bit of problems with him holding it. I had to go ahead and adjust his arms up and angle them out so he'd be able to hold it. But he is holding it. But it's almost as if he's holding it like this, on either side. His hands are so flipping huge. So there we go, right there. But other than that, I mean, it's a good effect. I may take a couple of pics of a type of before and after type thing. So we'll take a look at that. I'll take that off of Rodimus. And Jesus. Oh. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and put the matrix back into Rodimus's chest, because the last thing I want to do is to see where it fell and not be able to find it. So alrighty, so there we go. There is Rodimus, in all his glory. I mean, wow. And like I said, just take a look at the sculpt here. I mean, good God almighty. And you can tell they did a lot of good paint applications along the legs, part of the arms, here on the top, his face, his chest. And if I didn't know any better, I'm going to zoom in on that. Looks like his helmet has 2 shades of red, which is pretty interesting. You got along his waist and crotch plate, a lot of good molded detail. His arms, even on his wheels here. Now I really wish they had done some paint applications. So more than likely, Toy Hacks is probably going to put some sticker applications here and here, and probably on his back wheels as well. And wow, I mean, that is some really good detailing on here. And the paint does bring out, some of that as well. So there we go. Alright. So at this time, we're going to go ahead and start with transformation. Now, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close the fist. Now, when I did some initial transformations myself using the instructions, it did have the arms kind of folded out. However, that being said, I'm not going to go ahead and do that. So you're going to go ahead and move the hands up so you'll have some free reign. And we're just going to go ahead and pull this portion out for those that didn't see. Okay, so this plate here is tabbed in. So once you pull that, you gotta pull this portion out in the front here. So for those that didn't see the first time, they said third time's a charm. Let's see how true that is. So you're gonna pull this portion up a bit, pull this out, turn this around, and then you just this is on a type of swivel, so you just turn that and pull this up. Now once that's done, you just push that in like so, and there you go. That portion is done. Now you're gonna do the same as him goes so fond of saying. Second verse, same as the first. You're gonna go ahead and pull this portion up front, down, pull this out, turn this around, then you just flip this around, up, and then just boom, like so. All right, so now that portion is done. Now we get this thing, like I mentioned before, does not stay on there, does untab. So since that is already untabbed, we just pull that down, we untab here, oh, right there, there we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and, good God almighty, there we go. Pull this up, and we're going to pull these arms here, like so. Pull them out like that. Just be careful on how much pressure you put on there, because they are tabbed. Now I'll show you in a minute. There we go. There is a tab right here that plugs into here. Now one of the things when transforming into robot mode is you gotta plug that tab into this slot, and sometimes that is a pain in the butt. Now there is this back piece, this piece here in the front, there is a tab right here. There's a gray bar. Ugh, Jesus. God. So that, see that tab right there? That goes into that slot right there. That, like I said before, that is a pain in the ass. And someone is honking like hell. I don't know who it is. Okay, once that is done, I'm just gonna go ahead and turn these arms around. I'm gonna do the same here with the legs. They're on a swivel. And one thing we're going to do is we're going to get these wheels back up. They're on a slider inside. So once that's in, boom. So for those, you just slide them up like so. There we go. That wheel is there. And we're going to go ahead and turn this around. And I'm going to go ahead and just tab this window. There's a couple of tabs right here. There's slots right there and there. And there we go. Now, there's a couple of pieces right here that you got to pull out. And that is going to cover up this top section of his arms. And of course, there is a tab right there, goes into this slot right here. That's for the side of the arm. So as you take this armature, pull it up, and oh yeah, almost forgot. Let me show you. There is this T, this tab that's shaped like a T. Goes into this slot right here that's also shaped like a T, that's on the other side as well. You gotta go ahead and tab that in, and come on, look, let's see, come on baby, see, this is why sometimes I do get a little bit frustrated. There we go. Because sometimes it's kind of difficult to plug these things in. There we go. Okay, so now that that portion is done, we gotta go ahead and put that on there. All right, now this portion we gotta do. This is the back of the cast. We gotta open that up. We gotta go ahead and pull this out. Now, one of the fun things that we have to do is pull this up, which means you gotta pull this along the side, and that sometimes is kind of scary. So let's make sure that is on here. And of course we gotta lift these wheels up. As you can tell, they're on a slider like that. And I'm trying to see, nope. Okay, this is giving me some shit here. Okay, there is a tab. There's this little tab right here. Whoa, sorry. This little tab right here. It's gonna go into that slot where the slider is right there. You can see it. And then once that's there, oh, shoot. Yeah, I was forgetting something. Also, you gotta go ahead and pull his knee back down like so. And then at that point, just go ahead and lock that in, and there you go. We're gonna do the same with the other side. Hopefully, this won't take us long. And like I said, second verse, same as the first. Sorry, MGO, did not mean to steal from you. And then once we get that and just trying to, come on, damn it. There we go. Alrighty, okay, so just gotta go ahead and get this all pigged in together like so. Alrighty, so far so good. Now all we gotta do is turn this portion around, and there's some tabs and some slots here, 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 and there. Now, you got a couple of panels here that you're going to just untab and retab on the opposite end. There's a slot here. Oops, there's a slot here. There's a tab right there. And like so. And I do believe we got everything here. Everything? Yes, 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 maybe, maybe. Alrighty, so yes, there he is. Okay, so that is Rodimus in there. And we're going to go ahead and just slide him in. Now, one thing that, as you can see with the smokestacks here, they're kind of separated at this section, and that's to accommodate the spoiler here. Some people complained about it. Me, okay, I can see it, but I'm just going to slide it in. And there we go, like so. Nice rolling action. And I'm going to try and just zoom in, like so. There we go. Very nice. And I'm liking it. The only thing I don't like is that this will not close. And apparently, see, there should have been, you can tell there was just, yeah, see, it just will not close. That is the one thing that just irks the hell out of me, you know. So yeah, and this thing still keeps on trying to. There we go, like so. Now for some reason, like so, there we go. Come on, wheel. See, when you're pushing some weight around the middle section, see, now it's starting to turn. But for some reason, yeah, that center section on the left side, just, oh, the trailer just does not want to turn. But all in all, not too bad. I am liking it. But oh, almost forgot, there was one other thing that it did come with, and I haven't been really showing these off because I constantly get the same one. Now this time it's a little bit different, but I really wish that it had come with, I really wish that they had put these little, you know, holographic cards, you know, each character has one of themselves with a bio in the back, but they don't do that. So you got the arc here, and of course you got it right here on top of the volcano. Yeah, that's another thing that irks the hell out of me. If you're going to go ahead and date a franchise like from the beginning, get it right. It didn't crash land on top, it crash landed at the base. But again, I digress. Anyway, so there he is in a nutshell. Rodimus Prime in vehicle mode. And like I said, not too bad. It looks almost, you know, like he did in the '86 movie when he, got possession of the Matrix. He's a little bit long, but other than that, we're going to go ahead and grab a couple of figures, do some size comparisons in both vehicle as well as robot mode. So I will be right back. Now here we have Rodimus Prime along with his predecessor, Optimus Prime. As you can tell, they basically, Rodimus is just a little bit longer. I'm going to go ahead and just put him a little bit on top right there. And there he is, even on top of each other. Optimus is a little bit smaller than most. Now, of course, granted, he would be even more smaller than Rodimus if it wasn't for the upgrade kits that I had gotten through both non-F as well as this other third-party company. And of course, I do have them labeled up with labels from Toy Hacks, you know, to give them more G1 look. But I mean, there's still a little bit. There's still some, even bumper to bumper. You can tell that Rodimus is a little bit longer here, but nonetheless, I mean, they are pretty good. You know, But granted, this is the question a lot of people have asked: is he worth the the Commander class price point? Personally, no, I don't believe he was worth the Commander class price point. This figure was about $80+ including taxes and stuff. So no, I don't believe he is worth that much, because as you will see in a minute how they scale in robot mode. Alright folks, there they are in robot mode, side by side, and basically trying to secure the old Ark. And I have to say, side by side comparisons notwithstanding, they both have pretty much the same height in a way. Optimus may actually stand just a little bit higher, but not by much, as a matter of fact. And I have to say, I'm very, very impressed with what I'm seeing so far. So, yeah, very nice. Of course, Optimus is taking point. Rodimus is still the young, brash warrior who is starting to gain knowledge. So yeah, that is pretty awesome looking, man. All right, so give me a moment. I'm going to go ahead and pull out another figure, and one that we have already come to know and love. So I will be right back. And we're back, and now Rodimus has come face to face with Galvatron, and what's going to happen next? So as you can tell, Galvatron's a little bit bigger. However, Rodimus is more than a match for Galvatron. Despite his new form given to him by Unicron and whatnot, he will still be defeated by the might of the Prime. So, other than that, this is a good figure. I have to say, like I stated before, it is not without faults, as I showed you earlier. The issue with the trailer, especially in vehicle mode, it is not going to close. When trying to pose them up, to do that opening of the Matrix, scene, it just will not stay in his hand. So, that's another thing. And certain things just not staying tabbed, like the spoiler in the back, and sometimes, especially during transformation, certain areas will stick and you have to put in more force than you really need to. So that's going to take out a lot. So on a scale of 1 through 10, how will I rate Rodimus? I'm going to go ahead and rate him as a 7. And it's because of the issues that I had so mentioned previously. Originally, I was going to give him an 8, but despite trying different ways of trying to correct those things, it's just too many issues that slip through quality control, and I think this is something that has to be addressed to Hasbro. So hopefully, with enough people basically contacting Hasbro and telling them what is up, why can I not close this figure, and so forth and so on, perhaps they can go ahead and improve on their methods of quality control. But that is my take on the figure. I'd like to hear from you. Do you happen to have this figure? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Leave me a comment about this in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. Click onto the bell icon so you can be notified when new videos are coming out. Now, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for watching. I have yet to check my analytics, but I know they have grown since the last time I've checked. I think it has gone to maybe 120 the last time I checked. I'll have to check on that. But nonetheless, I do want to go ahead and thank each and every one of you. When I first started out 3+ years ago, I just wanted to show off Transformers. I really did. I wanted to show off toys and stuff. Why? Because I saw other YouTubers, other videos about it, and I'm like, I can do that. And so, with some encouragement from friends, family, significant other, I've done this. And there was a moment where I had to go ahead and say, who am I really doing this for? Am I doing it for the audience, or am I doing it for myself? And with your encouragement, you've kept me going. So I want to thank each and every one of you. So once again, this is Phoenix Draconis, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Peace.